Welcome back, Wanderers. And today, I know you've already seen the setup and breakdown of the Gazelle, the Great Pumpkin. But as you know, or maybe you don't, we just took a 11-day trip, and most of our overnights were spent in the Great Pumpkin, and we just wanted to give you a quick recap of setting up, setting up. We're not going to break down today because we're going to leave it open to air out after our adventure.
It smells like a campfire.
It smells like a campfire. And also, we want to get some dirt out of it. But we want to give you how our nights went. So, pay attention. This is how easy it sets up. This is one of the main reasons we love this tent. Oh no, I gave away the whole review. Anyways, we're going to set this up real quick and show you how this goes together. And we are going to stake it down this time.
So, pros for getting this version of the tent. Now the tent itself is identical to the Overland version of the tent. So what are the things that you liked about it? There's sand even in the case. So, wow, you moved. You're like upstream there, baby.
I'll move it back. That's good.
So, Brian's favorite thing, and probably my favorite thing, is it's very easy to set up. He can set it up on his own.
Doesn't mean I like to.
But I still have some limitations with my shoulder, so I help where I can, but I can't do a lot of things. Door.
All right. So that was easy. That was pretty basic. That is the Great Pumpkin. That's why we call it the Great Pumpkin. Because put a big smiley face here. What do you got? You got a smiling pumpkin. Anyways, we are going to stake it down. Can you see me? All right. I think I was too close. So, one of the things we did is while we were traveling, one of the things that we did run into is very solid ground on our trip. And these are what came, I don't know if you can see that, but these are the stakes that came with the Gazelle. Okay.
They're supposed to be, well, even that's not perfectly straight. It's a little torqued in there.
Twisted.
Yeah.
So as you hammer these in, they twist, they bend. I understand they're cheap, but for what we were using it for, we knew after our first night we needed to upgrade these. So if you do get the basic tent, make sure you upgrade these. Now what we did is we just went to a local store. This happened to be a Bass Pro. It's called Outdoor World. It's what we found while we were out and about. Now obviously I don't know where you are or who's watching this, but just go to a local store, say you're looking for tent stakes, and we picked up these. They're basically solid spikes that do the same thing as those, but don't bend as easy. But that doesn't mean they don't bend.
Because he did bend one or two and broke the plastic tops.
These are definitely a lot more secure. I'm just going to go down. Now there are 3, so you have 4 corners and then 4 centers. So we picked up 12 because we also have 4 guy lines. So we do tie down those because we found in 2 windstorms that if you don't, and the wind comes up and hits this, guess what? You're getting whacked with a wall. Which wasn't fun, but I learned that was our very first night in the tent, and then it never happened again because I did learn. But that was
using the original stakes.
That was the original, using the original stakes, and that was another reason for getting the stiffer, because as you could tell, those needed an upgrade.
If you watched our
While you talk.
first video, you knew this already. We were torn between getting the Overland version and the original version, but the Overland version has been sold out for quite a while, and we were tired of waiting. We couldn't find a comparable tent or a better tent that met our needs, other than a rooftop tent, which, you know, have even longer wait times and are a lot more expensive. So we would have been waiting even longer for a rooftop tent. So this, we knew it had the weaker stakes, and we knew it didn't have a footprint. And the other difference is it doesn't have an all-weather bag for the tent. So we knew there was a high probability we were going to have to buy stakes. So
we were prepared for it.
Yeah. So though that's a con right off the bat, we were aware of it and we were prepared for it. In terms of the footprint, we did bring a tarp with us. However, we didn't have any problems with the moisture. It did not rain. There was actually very dry, drought weather.
No fires. Wow.
In Utah,
it does smell like a campfire, so we did have a fire.
Yes,
in Colorado.
Colorado, from Montrose to Moab, there were no fire restrictions, so we were able to have a campfire. However, once we got into Moab and in Utah, there were level 1 fire restrictions, so no ground fires, so we did not have any campfires after that. But we had no condensation under the tent, in the tent, on top of the tent, and, you know, anywhere. So moisture was not a problem. So that was a plus. I know some people have complained at times of moisture building up on the inside of the tent. We typically, unless we were expecting the wind or severe temperature drops, we had 1 to 2 windows on his side of the tent.
Ventilated.
Cracked for some ventilation. So I'm sure that helped. That usually helps. Let's see. all-weather bag right now hasn't been a problem. We had the tent inside the vehicle. We are considering storing it on the outside of the vehicle, so
It might be a problem.
that might, become a problem. So we're, discussing that. I know you can buy the footprint. You can buy I think you can buy the stakes, the overland stakes.
Yeah.
Not sure, can you buy a replacement bag?
Didn't look.
I'm not sure about the bag. I'd have to look. So, yeah, but the first night we slept in it, we did not use the rain fly because it was like 80 degrees when we went to bed.
Yep.
About halfway through the night, or a couple hours after we went to bed, the wind picked up because there was some frontal changes and
The
stuff.
wind did not pick up. It felt like we're in the middle of Twister, the movie. And we were in Kansas.
Yeah, there were some high winds, 30 to 40 miles an hour. So it really tested the tent. On the
But
plus side,
as you can tell, it's still here.
it stayed standing up, other than the one wall that kept hitting Brian, because the tie down came out of the ground.
And the direction of the wind.
But it stood up to the wind
Stood up to the wind.
on the two nights that we had some really, really bad wind. I think Kansas was worse.
So after a week-long journey from Kentucky through Indiana, through Illinois, through Kansas, through
Yeah,
Missouri,
Talking
through Colorado,
about Yellowstone.
through
Utah.
Utah, and back.
And then back.
I'd say if you're looking for a tent that's going to hold up to the elements, the ease of setting up, withstand a week's worth of travel.
And we broke this down every night and set it up every night. So
We are not set it and forget it. We are not one of those Ronco commercials. Set it and forget it. No, we set up, we break down, and then we move on because we want to get out. We want to see different things, and
it's overlanded.
It's overlanding, and we want to show you guys different things as well. So it worked extremely well for what we use it for, and we can't wait to use it again. But it desperately needs to be aired out and cleaned. So that's why we're setting it up, and we figured we'd give you our feedback based on how our experience was.
Other than the stakes, was there anything you did not like?
No, everything was great. When I got changed for the night, stuck my clothes in those little side mesh pockets, which were fantastic. There was actually one night we went to bed early because it started getting really cold. We had our tablet up on the screen above so we could watch a TV show while we laid in bed because we were freezing. And it actually worked very well. Having two doors is fantastic because I didn't have to wake her up when I got up in the morning to get out and get the water on. And you can have whatever view you want. There's windows everywhere. You can take this off, view the sky. It's just absolutely incredible. So as far as what we're using it for overlanding, for our adventures, and many more to come, give it a thumbs up.
Yeah. And I know a lot of people complain about the color. It's a color. It doesn't affect
I'm not
how
going to
it
get
works.
shot during hunting season.
Exactly.
It does come in camouflage too, or olive drab or some green, but we like it for what it's used for, and it worked very well for us.
Yep.
So if you're looking for something inexpensive
Yeah, the
for
price,
what it is,
price point was pretty good.
easy to set up, easy to break down, easy to take with you, because not once could I not get it back in the bag, which if you've ever broken down a tent, you know is a major deal. Usually you're just wrapping the handles up and you can't zip it, but not once could I not zip that. And between the two of us, her handing me stakes as I'm hammering them down and stuff like that, I'd even venture to say it's less than 90 seconds total setup. Obviously I'm not rushing, I'm just kind of going doing what I do, but it worked for us. So if you're looking for something easy to set up, easy to break down, portable, I will say there is one downside. It's the size. And I understand it's part of the design and what makes it so easy to set up and break down, but the length is the only downside to what we use it for. So inside the car, it went from the back of the front seats to the tailgate. So going on the hood, it will take up the roof rack, but going on the roof, not on the hood, because that would look weird. But on a roof rack, it will take up a long space, but it's not wide. So that's the only kind of downside to it.
Yeah, you got to make sure it fits.
You have room.
It's not going to fit in your trunk of your sedan.
I was just about to say that. It's not going to fit in the trunk. I don't care if you fit in the trunk. It's not. Because you can curl up. That does not. But other than that, I don't see any downsides to it. We've told you the weak spot of it, and that's the stakes. But I mean, you can easily upgrade the stakes. Right. The length of it is kind of the only setback, but we have an SUV. It still fit in fine. But go out, get you one. We loved it.
So we bought it off of overlandbound.com, out of that store. You can get it on Amazon, and you can get it off of Gazelle Tents.com. Obviously, their primary tent. So those are the three places that we've seen the Gazelle Tents. The various ones, they have a couple of different styles and different versions and stuff. So if you're interested in checking them out, those are the different places that you can find them.
If you're interested in checking them out, tell them Brian and Sam sent you, and it'll do absolutely nothing for you. But we're hoping it will in the future. It just doesn't yet. But go out, have a good time. Don't forget, if you like what we're doing, to
subscribe to our channel.
Click the bell. And give us thumbs up, thumbs down. Give us your comments.
Yeah.
Click.
He's dying to hear what
everybody thinks. Nobody's letting me know. We want to know what you think. But again, we will put links to the item in our description.
Yep.
Go out, find an adventure, overland, travel, camp, enjoy your family, do whatever you do. Just remember to
let the adventure begin.
We'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.